Good Enclave for 2025. I'm your host and facilitator, Dr. Awanda Bennett, and we are waiting for our guests to arrive this morning, Madison Bennett and our link up. So I will be showing that to you for the time being as our guests arrive. Welcome, welcome, welcome. And here we are. Our connection a little bit challenged today, but that is absolutely fine. Planning to have our enclave until noon Central, which is 1 p.m. Eastern, and we will have a number of guests today that will bring us information, insight, and empower us to move forward. To Financial Freedom Friday, our discussions will be around real estate, grants, credit, business funding, and different things that you use in order to advance your agenda. So be ready to explore some of those things in our talk today. If you have any questions, concerns, you can put in the chat. You can also send them to teams, Teams, teams at alwanda.com, especially if you have anything pressing on you. We have a wonderful agenda on today. The key thing is that we're looking to also hear from you in ways that we could add value to your journey forward and your journey ahead. As you're joining us, we'd like to know shy. You can simply sit back, watch, and listen and behold, because we have a number of fantastic speakers. Our speakers today range from young people that are new to the business world and the world of work to people that are seasoned professionals that have been a part of the work stream for many years. So they have a lot of insight and value and capability that they can add to us. So we have that to look forward to. As we move through, we'll take occasional breaks. I'll put on the countdown, and that'll give you time to grab a cup of water, tea, coffee, or whatever your beverage of choice is. The key thing is that the 164 is knowledge or wisdom. As I bring up our first speaker to the stage, I want to let you know that we are being hosted by Jamaica. And Jamaica is the country that we're spotlighting this year and what's going on there. And what I want to do is bring Sharika's head. So give me a moment as I switch gears to have her extend the welcome. She's coming to us from Jamaica, and we will have her speak to you in just as we pull together ourselves. Give me one moment. And you just begin once you can see yourself well there. There is a lag. No worries. I just want to make you aware of that.
Am I good to go?
One oops connection lost,
Okay.
reconnecting.
No problem.
And I'm just checking internet. I'm on the hotel internet. It's saying, oops. See you. And you have the stage.
Okay.
I want everyone to welcome Sharika. She will be welcoming us today and telling us about her strategies and everything that she's doing in business right now. Sharika, I yield the mic to you. Please welcome and come on in.
Hi, Hi, everyone. Good morning from Jamaica. It
You're
is a bright, sunny
live.
morning here in Okay. Good morning, everyone. Good morning from Jamaica. It is a quite bright and sunny morning here. I wish you were all here. That was the original plan, but life had different plans. So I want to take this opportunity to welcome you to the Enclave Retreat weekend. This weekend is going to be very informational. Um, this is the place that you come to upgrade financially, spiritually, emotionally, and all of the other alleys that you might be thinking about. We hope that for the time that you choose to spend with us this weekend, that you are inspired, rewired, refocused, and you leave here driven, not just in the moment, but the kind of drive that follows you into tomorrow and the next day and the next week and the next month and the next year until you see us again. All right. So, as Dr. Bennett says, my name is Sharika Swaby. I am a certified life coach. I am a author, a speaker, a mentor, and a real estate agent. So, what do I have to tell you? So, the most recent thing that I have going on is the Bloom weekend. Well, it's not a weekend, it's just one Sunday afternoon, but it is a trauma healing event. So we'll be looking at healing generational traumas. We'll be doing some activities around that. We'll be looking at uh, clearing limited thinking, and we'll also be looking at imposter syndrome. We will be doing some practices to help people feel comfortable in their bodies again so that they can trust their bodies, they can feel safe again in their bodies, and rewire their mind to think better. As you may or may not know, the body keeps the score. When you go through a traumatic event, while the event is over, the PTSD, the effects of that lingers in the body, and if it's not treated, it can last a lifetime, and it can lead to chronic illnesses and stomach issues and heart problems. So the focus of Bloom, which is next weekend on the 29th, and anyone here can join because there is an online option. So the focus of Bloom will be to help people move on from things like that so that they can live better lives. As was mentioned before, I am also a certified life coach, and currently I am focusing on men's health because I see that there is a need for attention as it relates to men. I know that women need assistance too, but I think a lot of spaces has been created where women can go and have conversation about what's going on with them. But for men who were taught to be strong, well, particularly in Jamaica, men have to be strong. Men were taught to be strong. Boys are told that they shouldn't cry and they shouldn't act like girls and they shouldn't be emotional. So now we have two or three generations of men who will lack the ability to express themselves, right? So my focus right now is on creating a space where men can relate to each other, they can talk about the issues that they're facing, and they can have a space to release the trauma and the emotions and just be heard. That's my focus right now. I am the mother of two children, a 16-year-old. Okay, I'm the mother of a high school graduate. My daughter graduated from high school on Tuesday. Yes, Tuesday. So I'm super happy and proud about that. And I'm also the mother of a 9-year-old boy. So that's about me. Dr. Bennett, was there anything else you wanted me to touch on?
Sharika, thank you for your beautiful welcome to us. This thing right now to make sure that people are aware of Bloom about it all throughout the day for 3 days so that people know how to sign up, how to get there, required, that sort of thing. and that's my major intention. As I come back, I wanted to make sure that everyone could have an opportunity to experience you. This is not your first enclave. You've been to many. Again, thank you for being willing to come to us today and share with us your abilities. I also wanted to acknowledge the work that you're doing right can help them in their forward journey and they're going through relationship and connecting with people. They'll have some of those powerful strategies that you're going to give them in order to allow them in your coaching space, which I am so grateful for. I also wanted them to know a little bit about what you're doing on the entrepreneurial side with your real estate business. So you're a realtor in Jamaica, and I didn't know if you wanted to share a little bit about that with our team that is listening in today. Did you want to talk about that a little bit, just to give people some insight?
Sure, absolutely. So, in Jamaica, I find it fascinating that Jamaica is the country where real estate does not depreciate. So, when back in the day, I think it was 2008 when we had that financial crash, and in the United States, property value plummeted, right? That is not an issue that we have in Jamaica. So during that period of time, it was I property value basically stayed what it was. There was no plummeting of property value. So now what we have in Jamaica, it's quite interesting, but property is expensive in Jamaica. And I am fortunate to be a realtor at this time. So the market is, what do I say? The buyers, though, have less money than than the properties are valued at. So that's a challenge that we're facing, particularly in the more urban areas. But real estate in Jamaica is amazing at the moment. There's a lot of demand for Airbnbs. There's a lot of demand for rental properties. There's a lot of demand for properties to buy. People want to own a piece of Jamaica for themselves. A lot of investors are coming in from abroad to purchase property to use them for real estate or for call centers, or not for real estate but for rental. They're purchasing for rental. They're purchasing, people are coming in and buying property for call centers. That's a thing that has been popping up a lot around Jamaica these days. Airbnb is another big thing. People are buying apartments and homes and all of that for Airbnbs. The dynamics of that might change because of what has been happening in terms of persons, in terms of the Jamaican law and all of that. But if you are interested in real estate in Jamaica, reach out. It's a great opportunity at this time. As much as I don't want them to sell off all of Jamaica to foreigners, um, if you want to get an investment property, Jamaica is a great place to do that. I know that in the news they tend to paint Jamaica as a place that's riddled with crime and violence, but it's actually not as bad as they make it seem. I have a friend who was away for a while, and because of the news that's projected on mainstream television in the United States, he came back thinking he had to hold his head and walk. So the news is propaganda. It's not what it seems. Jamaica is amazing, is an amazing place right now to come, even if you're coming for vacation. You know, it's really nice and cool to come to Jamaica right now to vacation. But if you want to invest in real estate, come on over. We have land, we have houses in prime areas, in central areas, and in the country areas too. So if you want to buy a piece of mountainside to just come out and relax with some friends, so we could probably rent it to the Enclave for a weekend. So that we could relax
That
and
would be
enjoy
phenomenal.
ourselves. And yeah, I know that's an
That was
idea
our
just that
original
just popped up in my
intention.
head. Yeah, I know. Or who knows? Maybe the Enclave could own a piece of property in a mountainside out here one time, and we could use it for a retreat weekend. The possibilities are endless, but Jamaica is definitely ideal
Well,
if you want to buy a piece of property, whether that's for vacation or an investment. Come on over. We welcome you.
so much, Sharika, in that space. We'll need a connection. We'll need someone with strength in that area, and we will need someone that we can rely on and have as wise counsel. Because my understanding is, you have certain knowledge, skills, and capabilities that we can leverage if we want to real estate. We can have you mentor us, or even as we're working to acquire land. I'm excited about what you're doing in Jamaica. The other thing I wanted to ask you about that we hadn't really talked about is that your first book, one with the chain breaking, you know which one I mean? The first book, the one
Oh, you mean
that
oh
you purchased
the
that you had
book? Yes, the book. Okay, so do I have a copy in front of me here?
yes.
So my book, An Introduction to Freedom. So as I mentioned earlier, I'm hosting a trauma healing workshop, right? This is going to be a
Introduction
4 hour
to free. Very
workshop.
important. It's Juneteenth.
Right. So I observed that through my own journey, I went on a journey of total, complete, total and complete transformation. And when I say total and complete transformation, this is not an exaggeration. This is me transforming my life from a shy girl who previously would not be able to sit here in front of the camera. Apologies, I'm trying to locate a copy of the book so that you can see. Okay, here we go. My desk is covered in books. Just a moment, please. Okay, right. So, so this is what the book looks like, right? It's called An Introduction to Freedom. And as I was saying before, I went on a journey of complete and total transformation. And after I went through that transformation, I realized that when you're standing on the other side, you're capable of seeing where other people are, right? And after going on that journey for myself and reading, among other things, I realized that for the most part, a lot of people are stuck in a limiting mindset. So, despite the fact that in 1962 we were given freedom from slavery, mentally we still aren't there, right? And I wanted to create something that would allow people to be able to step into freedom mentally. So, an introduction to freedom, it seems like a really simple book. Week one, it's a 30-day happiness challenge essentially. Week one, it looks at gratitude, as simple as gratitude, because if you are here and you practice gratitude, you know how powerful gratitude is. You know, gratitude alone can transform your life from, from one thing to a completely different thing. And when I started practicing gratitude, I was hardly able to find um 5 things to be grateful for. But now I can fill 2 pages of my journal just like that, right? And it can change your mood. Gratitude can change your mood from being sad to complete euphoria. But well, for me, that's what it does. So I wanted to share the strategies that I use to transform my life with others. And so that's how the Introduction to Freedom became a book. It was basically practices that I had used to transform my life to help others. I wanted to share that. So for week 1, it's gratitude, and for week 2, it's forgiveness. So forgiveness is another powerful tool that I think a lot of people overlook, right? And that practice for me allowed me to release so many things that were holding me back. And the feedback that I've gotten from the book has allowed me to believe that it does the same thing for others, because this is also something that I use in my coaching program. There's a whole 2 week of forgiveness in my coaching program. And I've had a gentleman said to me that he he had a cousin. They were not able to get along from they were kids. And after the week of forgiveness in the coaching program, he said to me, he realized that what they were having trouble with was a non-issue. He was able to release that, let that go, and I need to follow up with him to find out if he was able to reconcile with that cousin of his. So, and then week 3 is the self, right? So week 3 focuses completely on you as a person, right? So the title of week 3 is, let me see if you can see it. It's a relationship with the self, right? And for day 15, it's the activity says, be grateful to yourself for every time you showed up for yourself. So, for example, me showing up for the Enclave this morning, that is something to be grateful for. And then day 16 says, body examination. Mirror work, but not the kind where you're looking and saying your affirmations. We're looking at, sometimes we dislike parts of our bodies, right? So day 16 is body examination. We're looking at our bodies and we are deciding, okay, we're deciding and we're applying the Serenity Prayer. You should all know the Serenity Prayer. God grant me the ability to accept the things I cannot change, the wisdom to know something, something. But it's that prayer, right? So we are right here. It is. It's in the book also. God grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Right. So as we look in the mirror and we examine our bodies, what we're the aim of this day for the in the book is to identify things about yourself that you dislike, right? And what we're doing is we're deciding, is this something that I can change? If it's yes, then we're going to change. We're going to make a plan to change that thing. If it's no, then we're going to decide to accept that thing. So that's what that day is about. And then, and I just wanted to give you a glimpse of what this is. Then we have thought examination. Then we have mirror work, which is speaking to yourself in the mirror. We have self judgment. We have goal setting, commitments, and then we have some affirmations, and then we move on to day 4, which is day 4 is about awareness. So we're looking at past experiences, we're changing perceptions, we're looking for beauty in and everything around us. We're looking at and we're looking at thought patterns and how thought create reality. And we also looked at being impeccable with our words, right? Choosing the words that we say wisely. And that's whether we're talking to ourselves or we're talking to other people, because words have power. When I was growing up, there was this statement or this saying, sticks and stone may break my bones, but words will never hurt me. And as I got older, I realized how fictitious that statement is, because words are the most powerful tools that we have, and we can choose whether or not we want to create with our words or we want to destroy with our words. And the aim of that particular day is to help us to realize where we are using our words as a tool of destruction in comparison to using it for a tool that can create love, peace, and joy in our own lives and in the lives of others. So, that is an introduction to freedom. You can go to Amazon and pick up a copy. I promise you, you won't be disappointed, and it will help you to transform your life just like it has transformed mine. And you may be thinking, my life is amazing right now, but we're all growing and healing, and it's a continuous journey. So we're never quite there. We never will get there. So there's always more to heal, to learn, to transform. So yes, Dr. Bennett, you're up. Dr. Bennett. Okay.